In 1498, Vasco da Gama arrived in India via a new sea route around Africa. After da Gama's return, Portugal sent an armed fleet to conquer and create a colony in India. In 1510, the Portuguese admiral Alfonso de Albuquerque, assisted by Thimayya from the Vijayanagara Empire, launched a series of campaigns to take Goa. Goa became the center of Portuguese colonial possessions in India. With the takeover of Portuguese, soon after came the Portuguese Inquisition, the practice of trying and punishing people for religious crimes in Goa. The Inquisition prosecuted violators of prohibitions against the observance of non-Christian rites or festivals, or interfered with Portuguese attempts to convert non-Christians to Catholicism. The Inquisition was also a method of confiscating property and enriching the inquisitors. The discrimination and prosecution of non-Christians continued in Goa until the Portuguese rule ended in 1961. The Indian government carried out an armed action codenamed Operation Vijay. It involved air, sea and land strikes for over 36 hours. It was a decisive victory for India, ending 451 years of rule by Portuguese in India. Goa was liberated from the Portuguese rule. It is in this time Benegal sets his movie Trikal, Past, Present and Future. In a previous video, I talked about how Shyam Benegal uses postmodern storytelling. In Trikal, he uses postmodern storytelling techniques like allegory and magic realism to give a unique spin on this gothic tale. Trikal's atmosphere is of an intimate chamber drama. It is set in the dark interiors with low lighting. It is shot as a ghost story, a Goan gothic tale. There is a visual interplay of darkness and light. Trikal extends an homage to the Goan community's history, traditions and cultural legacies, including a soundtrack featuring Goan artists. Its many and various invocations of the interplay of memory, trauma, time, repression and resistance make Trikal the most psychoanalytic of Benegal's movies. Benegal was deeply influenced by Mario Miranda's house and family after a visit. This prompted him to make Trikal. Trikal is set in Goa at the time of its liberation by Indian Armed Forces in 1961. It is a historical document recording cultures in transition. Trikal is shot as a flashback as remembered by the narrator Ruiz Pereira, played by Nasiruddin Shah, who returns for a visit to his older Goan home after 24 years. This journey is physical as well as psychic. As Ruiz is driven through Goa, he muses,
गांव जैसे मिंग दौर का खूबसूरत फूलदान है। अगर उसका इतिहास, उस पे नक्श कहानी समझ में ना आए, तो वो केवल एक सुंदर नाजुक गुलदान ही लगेगा। उसकी कारीगरी से वाबस्ता पूरी संस्कृति आहिस्ता आहिस्ता मिट जाएगी। सुजा सुआरेस खानदान 350 साल से यहाँ बसा था।
Trikal's centerpiece is the Suarez family. The movie begins with the funeral of the patriarch Erasmo, a womanizing lusty landlord, and ends with the family's separation. The central characters are the women in his life, his wife Donna, his daughter Sylvia, and his granddaughters Aurora and Anna. Donna Maria is dangled between worldly and celestial domains. Sylvia is waiting for the marriage of her daughter. Anna is caught in between her lover and her fiancé. In Trikal, magic realism shows a deeper and expanded reality. Senor Suarez is dead, but he is present in Donna Maria's life. Donna remains lost in her daydreams, seeking her husband at Sonses through the voice of Milagrania, Erasmo's illegitimate child, now a faithful maid. In the Swans, the shadow of Vijay Singh Rane, a rebel against the Portuguese rule, reminds Donna Maria of her ancestors.
लोगों ने मेरे साथ गद्दारी की है।
उस तो बादाने डाकू थे।
फिर भी मैं इस देश, इस माटी का था। क्यों मुझे फिरंगियों के हाथों में दे दी?
He reminds her of the shameful acts of colonial suppression through Goan Inquisition. Then there is the question of identity and belonging. The family does not have a secure home in India. The Portuguese community refuses to accept them. Some characters say that Goans are not Indians, but Portuguese citizens. Others assert independence from Portugal. The Indo-Portuguese, caught between these two cultures, are hated by the Portuguese for not being sufficiently white or Portuguese, and despised by Indians for their otherness and loyalty towards Portuguese. What is Ruiz seeking to achieve by the recounting of this story? Why dig up these memories if not to act upon them? Why these memories and not others? Perhaps Ruiz is India, which must not forget its Goan past. Perhaps the recollection of this tale gives Ruiz some closure. Like Ruiz, India must integrate its memories, bad and good, into its idea of itself. Trikal shows that India as a nation is far more diverse and fragmented than imagined, with obscure loyalties in it. In recent times, depiction of Goa in visual media has centered on its idyllic and carefree lifestyle. Trikal takes a deeper look at this tropical land's history and culture. Benegal made a movie that expands the idea of India. He pays homage to an ancient way of life. He also pays tribute to people whose impressions live on in the Indian present.